All right, so it was breaking right before the break, and Kang said into my ear, hey, Lions just signed somebody, and I'm going into a live read. Usually I don't like doing that through the breaks, although sometimes I do. Tristan Cologne is signed with the Detroit Lions, versatile guard, center, interior offensive lineman. Has been a starter in the past, has been benched in the past. He's 27 years old. Last year in Arizona, 386 snaps played. He had 1 penalty, no sacks allowed, 12 QB pressures allowed. So, look, I mean, is he more than just a guy? He might be. Seems to be slightly above average. I'm going to go with something I don't always trust, Pro Football Focus, but they value him as slightly above average in pass blocking and slightly above average in run blocking.
And it doesn't sound bad.
No, it doesn't.
You're above average, but
a 27-year-old that's still out there. I mean, look, I'm a Reisner guy, and he's still out there too. You always wonder why a guy's still out there, but so same can be said for the player I prefer. But so there you go. This feels like the first domino to drop in response to. I wanted them to bring in a veteran because you just don't know if all these kids are going to work out.
No, but I mean, the thing that they could have done was, they still may do, is Glasgow goes to center because he's played center. So that can happen, and then you start Ratledge at guard. But who knows? I don't know what the Lions want to do. I don't know if they planned it. If Tate Ratledge is going to be your center of the future, why not get the future started now? Give him all the reps in practice, in training camp, and see where he's at. And if he's, the best man's going to play the position. That's how it's going to work.
So here's something else. I was thinking about first and second year Detroit Lions and who are the most important ones to step up. Okay. Rookies and second year players. And as I sat down and put the list together, I realized that for me personally, I think number 1 and number 2 are both interior offensive linemen. I think it's Ratledge and Mahogany. I think there's an expectation that both of them could be good players. And it's not just Ragnow that's missing. It's Zeitler. Mahogany played a little bit last year and showed some promise. And I think there's a little bit of uncertainty with Glasgow. So I'm looking at Ratledge and Mahogany as the 2 most important first or second year Lions. And I know people want to see Terrion Arnold take a big step forward. I thought last year Terrion Arnold by the end of the year actually was pretty dang good. He'd come a long way. Let's just say that from the beginning of the year when all the penalties happened to the end of the year where very few penalties happened. Arnold made a step forward, and I expect him to get better. But if I were to pick 2 guys that need to step up, I would go Mahogany and Ratledge before I go Arnold. Because they did add DJ Reed, who's a good player, and there are other options there in the secondary if Arnold fails.
This is true, but I think the most salient point you made about Arnold is the way he was playing at the end of the season. He was good.
Yep.
So I tend to agree with you about that, and same thing with the offensive lineman. That it's so very important. I'm trying to look at another player or position where you got to have a big step forward, and I don't know if I could top what you said. I think you maybe Levi Onwuzurike. It has to be the guy that.
Is he third year? I think he's third year.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he's not rookie or second year, but he hasn't played a ton in his NFL career to this point. So.
I mean, it's a pretty big ask for Tyleik Williams to come in.
It is a big ask, but is it a big ask to ask him to come in and be the run stuffer right away? Like, they like him because he does that first and foremost, but also they think he's got untapped potential as a pass rusher in the interior. That he did have a good pressure rate at Ohio State, but really wasn't asked to do that. They had all these other guys that were counting on to be the pass rushers. So, I mean, Tyleik Williams might be another obvious one.
Dave Burkett, Lions beat writer, reacting to the story, which was broken by Mike Garafolo of NFL Network. At this hour, Burkett says insurance for the middle of the offensive line. So when you see the word insurance in football terms, that feels like in case one of these young guys doesn't work out.
Yeah.
So I don't know that he is considered a solution, but Deep breath. Damn it, Frank, why couldn't you be healthy? Like that?
Yeah,
I'm not mad at Frank. I'm not mad at Frank.
It's the damn injuries, right?
It's the accumulation effect.
Yeah, nobody's saying, why can't you just tough it out? Well, no one's going to. I mean, if you're going to say that, then screw you if you're going to say that. This guy's toughed it out for his entire career. There's nobody tougher than Frank Ragnow. So please don't have that attitude about Frank Ragnow. You can be mad that he's always hurt.
Yep.
And he still played through it at a all-pro level. That's how good he was.
It's frustrating, but
Sucks.
It is what it is. It's, I think that we've seen the last few years, he did everything he could to get on the field. He wasn't practicing a lot. And I'm going to guess that with OTAs last week, I guess it was, he started his OTA routine and realized, I can't do this anymore.
We're going to get the offensive line is going to be focused on for the first time since I think Penei Sewell was a rookie in training camp.
Yeah.
This is where we're going to be training our eyes. We're going to be looking to see it when we're out at practice, when we're here doing the show, we're going to be looking for reports from all the beat writers. We'll be talking to Birchie on a weekly basis. Hey, what's Ratledge looking like right now? This is the first time we're talking about the offensive line in the training camp since Penei Sewell was a rookie.
Yeah. And it's become a huge offseason story. Huge offseason story. I'm always intrigued. I want to get Brad Holmes. Like, okay, why Tristan Cologne? Why him? What about him? Was it a guy you liked out of college? Was it a player that you've scouted and was a problem?
It's simply
for your interior defensive line the last couple of years.
Best player we can get for the money we were willing to spend.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
He was not selected in the 2020 draft. He signed as an undrafted free agent with the Ravens.
And he's still in the league.
Yep. So signed with the Jets in 2023, but got waived by the Jets. Played 14 games for the Cardinals in 2023. 1-year contract last year with the Cardinals as well.
This sounds like a Brad Holmes guy.
Does it?
Well, undrafted, so still in the league, though. Since 2020, he's been in the league.
Yeah.
Just hanging on, doing what he can. Probably because he's got a great work ethic. I would imagine he's a great work ethic. Is probably a good character guy, and finds himself, unable to crack a starting lineup, but he's still a good player and goes to a next opportunity to try to get another starting opportunity. In Arizona the last 2 years, he had a chance to start a little bit. He started 11 games in 2 years. But to me, this just, the surface, maybe this is just a Brad Holmes character depth kind of guy.
Yeah, and
I doubt competing for a starting spot on this team.
I think you're probably right. But does this preclude them from signing another veteran? I hope not.
Not if there's a better opportunity out there, better option out there.
Yeah.
But again, we don't know what Brad Holmes' plan is. If the plan is Glasgow at center, Tate Ratledge at right guard, and Christian Mahogany at left guard, then all right, LFG, let's go.
Feedback coming in, and this is from Twitch. FBG25 writes, I like one of the vets as the center and the rookie at guard. Wolf Mother 2 says, Doug, genius ninja GMs work in mysterious ways, ... but maybe only in drafting. Kai Tech says he's the next Dan Skipper, but a center/guard. So depth guy, but this doesn't feel like the obvious counter move when you lose Frank Ragnow. We'll see. Maybe they'd tell us otherwise. 248-539-9797. Got Tiger stuff on the table as well with this team losing last night. Doesn't instill full panic. Gator, I've got a quiz for you. Another quiz for Gator.
Great. Here we go.
Look, I'm always rooting for you in these things.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think so?
I don't think you're always rooting. No, I think sometimes you're like, how can we make fun of Gator?
That's a good point. Yeah. Okay. Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you an assignment during the commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
Homework during the show. Great.
Yes. Using geotagging and feedback, the group at betonline.ag put together a map of the United States. 39 states are rooting for the Indiana Pacers. 11 are rooting for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Can you name 6 of the 11 states that are rooting for the Thunder?
All right.
You don't hate this, do you?
No, I don't hate it. But this is obscure.
It is obscure.
So I need to come up with 6 of the 11 states that remain.
Yep.
That are rooting
for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 39 are the more states are rooting for the Pacers than the Thunder by a significant margin, actually. What are the 11 states? I mean, heck, maybe you'll get all 11, but can you get 6 of the 11 that are rooting for the Thunder? I think you can do this. We'll get the Gators answer today at 12:02. We'll talk some Tigers. There's some Red Wing rumors out there. If you missed the Trey Hendrickson stuff, we'll revisit that in the second half of the show. It is Karsch and Anderson here on 97.1 The Ticket.